today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Mattel Ghostbusters Stay Puft Balloon Ghost. It's indicated here in the packaging that it's the balloon ghost, so maybe this isn't the real Stayed Puft Marshmallow Man. I mean, clearly it looks like he's got a little more wrinkling on the arms and the legs, so maybe he's more just a nod to the original Ghostbusters movie, that maybe somehow in the movie he's a floating balloon ghost. There is a light up button on the front, indicated by the Bright Idea light bulb logo, but it has the same light up series, the same idea as Rowan the Destroyer. The back of the package doesn't give you any read up, though it gives you an image of Stay Puft, which really they could have incorporated the same packaging for all of them. It's not recommended for ages 0 to 3 and comes to us from the folks over at Mattel. Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Stay Puft Balloon Ghost. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Now that he's out of the packaging, let's get a better look at the Stay Puft Balloon Ghost. He's slightly strange, as really without having seen the movie, maybe he's not even in the movie. But knowing what Stay Puft was in the original Ghostbusters movie, it seems odd to kind of get him as a balloon ghost. Even farther stranger, the fact that Mattel would have released him in a figure form, as opposed to just not giving us a nod of original Stay Puft in figure form. Like, the reason why I say that is because he's so wrinkled on the arms and legs that it doesn't, it doesn't look enough like Stay Puft. Well, obviously it does, but it doesn't look enough like a Stay Puft ghost from the original movie that I could put him on display without looking at his arms thinking, what's up with his arms and his legs? To which then I have to say, oh, right, he's the Stay Puft Balloon Ghost. Of course, all this review is kind of just hearsay until we finally see the movie. Maybe he is actually in the movie as some sort of parade, perhaps some sort of parade ghost. Maybe he is just simply the mascot for the Stay Puft Marshmallow Company, and then somehow through the course of it, like, the mascot comes to life, and he just happens to be made out of a balloon. The battery compartment is located in the back, and it's only when you really turn around the back of the figure that you see all this extra just stuff all over the figure. Like, there's little notches of paint, some paint down below there as well. Not quite sure where it would have came from. The top of the collar's relatively clean, but again, like when you start looking at areas of his hat looks awfully dingy. Like, it's not pristine white. He's also slightly worse than Rowan, I should say, as that his arms and his legs are a completely different color than his head and his body, and that's only because he's lighting up. But if you don't have him lighting up, it looks like you can clearly see the two different color distinctions between the two mediums, the more hollow see-through plastic and then the more solid plastic on the arms and the legs. Speaking of Rowan, though, let's reach off camera. There he is next to Rowan the Destroyer. He's a little bit taller. Well, he's a lot taller than Rowan. I don't know. I really got excited when I saw these figures, but kind of in hand, they're just okay. Just okay. And like had Ronan had the light up feature on his chest where you activated the little bow tie, Stay Puft, you press the little button right here, the little knot area where his, ribbons or what that is on the side, little band. It's not quite a bandana, it's the bow that's kind of on the bottom area of his collar. You press the little knot area and it lights up. The face doesn't do the greatest of jobs of lighting up. The body lights up, but it's about the same as Rowan. Like the head could have been a more solid plastic. You know what? Let's cut the lights. Let's get a better idea. Activating the light up feature again. Okay, so I admit that at least the head lights up a little bit better. But I still don't get why they have to light up red. Like, they could have been figures all on their own. It's like Mattel just wanted to come up with something to sell the figures with. For your posability, Stay Puft has at least better head articulation than what Rowan had. His head does rotate all the way around. Arms do a pretty good job, despite the fact that he's very pillowy in appearance. And misleadingly, his arms look like they should be a secondary ball joint or second hinge, but they are just all one solid piece. So the arms do move out, but they only move out and rotate this whole area. Then he's got a secondary rotation in the hand itself. No body articulation, but his legs do hinge forward and back. They do also rotate. Holding this guy in hand, he almost reminds me of the old Frosty the Snowman figure, which I did a review of years and years and years ago. But it does remind me of this very kind of same sort of construction as the Frosty, although that Frosty was a much better construction, sadly, than what stayed Puft here is. Looking back on this review, you know, months from now after the movie has already come out and I've seen it, and hopefully some of the haters maybe not hate on it as much as they did. Yeah, it's not Ghostbusters 3, but if we never get another Ghostbusters movie, you know what? At least this is something else. As for the Stayed Puft Balloon Ghost, again, I don't know why he's called Balloon Ghost, but the figure is okay. I just don't really like the wrinkles on him, because if I'm not lighting him up and I don't think of him as a balloon ghost and simply just stayed puffed, the little wrinkled areas kind of seem a little jarring to me. I guess it's good if you want to pick up a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man ghost, you know, actual figure, but the figure is just so small, you really can't incorporate him with even some of the older Ghostbuster figures either. So he's kind of just in a middle mark where he's not quite accommodating either properties, the new Ghostbusters movie or the original either. For that reason, if you want to get a Stay Puft, try to get the Mattel bigger one, but I mean, that's so expensive. And, you know, I've seen reviews of him years ago where issues of him just being really, really soft became a bit of an issue. I guess this guy's okay if he's the only option available, but that's not really saying all that much. Today's toy spot, we were looking at the Ghostbusters Stayed Puft Balloon Ghost, another light up creation from the folks over at Mattel. I just don't get why they have to light up. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more videos heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.